Let's start with a blunt, uncomfortable truth that most financial channels won't hit you with directly. A staggering 90% of people, yes, 9 out of 10, will retire with little to no financial security. When we say nothing, we're not necessarily talking about absolute $0, but rather an insufficient amount to maintain a comfortable lifestyle, cover essential expenses, or navigate unexpected costs without significant stress. This isn't just a statistic, it's a looming crisis for millions, and frankly, it doesn't have to be your reality. But understanding why it happens is the first step towards changing your trajectory. So, what does retiring with nothing actually look like? It's not always living on the streets. More often, it means a retirement defined by constant financial anxiety. It's making tough choices between medication and groceries, relying heavily on Social Security as your primary income, or working well into your late 70s or 80s, not by choice, but out of necessity. It means sacrificing dreams, delaying medical care, and feeling trapped rather than liberated in your golden years. It's about a lack of options, which, in the context of financial freedom, is truly nothing. The path to this outcome isn't usually a sudden catastrophic event. Instead, it's a slow, insidious creep, driven by two primary, often underestimated forces: lifestyle creep and delayed action. These aren't dramatic financial mistakes, they're subtle, everyday choices and missed opportunities that quietly erode your future wealth. Lifestyle creep tricks you into spending more as you earn more, leaving little room for savings. Delayed action convinces you that you always have more time, ignoring the immense power of compounding. Together, they form a formidable barrier to a secure retirement. Lifestyle creep is simply the tendency to upgrade your lifestyle in proportion to your income increases. You get a raise, you buy a nicer car. You get promoted, you move to a bigger house or eat out more often. On the surface, it feels like progress, a reward for your hard work. But what's really happening is that your fixed expenses are continuously rising, making it harder to save significantly. You're effectively running on a financial treadmill, always moving but never really getting ahead. It's a comfortable trap that many unknowingly fall into, preventing them from accumulating real wealth. The danger of lifestyle creep isn't just about big purchases, it's the accumulation of just a little more everywhere. A slightly more expensive coffee, an extra streaming service, a fancier vacation, a trendier wardrobe. Each individual upgrade seems small, manageable, even justifiable. But collectively, these incremental expenses consume the very disposable income that could have been directed towards long-term savings and investments. It's like having 100 tiny leaks in your financial bucket. No single leak is catastrophic, but together, they empty it surprisingly fast, leaving you with nothing for retirement. Beyond spending, delaying saving is perhaps the biggest culprit. Many people genuinely intend to save for retirement, but they push it off, thinking they'll have more time or more money later. This procrastination is costly. Every year you delay, you lose the invaluable opportunity for your money to grow through compound interest. It's not just about contributing more later to catch up, it's about missing out on the exponential growth that only time can provide. The regret of not starting earlier is a common lament among those facing an insecure retirement, and it's a lesson that can be incredibly expensive. The belief that you can always catch up later is often a financial lie we tell ourselves. Life rarely gets less expensive or less complicated. With age, new responsibilities arise, perhaps children, a mortgage, or healthcare costs. Your expenses often increase, not decrease, making it even harder to carve out significant savings. The later you envision, where you magically have abundant disposable income, rarely materializes. The truth is, the best time to start saving was yesterday. The second best time is right now. Every year you wait, the mountain you need to climb gets steeper and steeper. And then there's inflation, the silent thief. It's the persistent, year-over-year increase in the cost of goods and services, quietly eroding the purchasing power of your savings. If your money isn't growing at least as fast as inflation, you're actually losing money in real terms. What costs $100 today might cost $130 in 10 years, and $200 in 20. Ignoring inflation means your future retirement income will be significantly less than you anticipate. This hidden tax makes proactive saving and investing not just a good idea, but an absolute necessity. Now, let's talk about the antidote to these financial woes: compound interest. Often called the eighth wonder of the world by Albert Einstein, it's the process where the interest you earn also earns interest. Instead of just earning interest on your initial investment, you earn interest on your initial investment plus all the accumulated interest from previous periods. This creates an exponential growth curve that can turn even modest, consistent contributions into substantial wealth over time. It's the single most powerful force in personal finance, and frankly, if you understand and leverage it, you can escape the 90% statistic. To really grasp compounding, let's visualize it. Imagine two people. Sarah starts investing $300 a month at age 25. John starts investing $500 a month at age 35. They both earn an average 8% annual return. Sarah invests for 40 years, totaling $144,000. John invests for 30 years, totaling $180,000. Despite John investing more overall, Sarah's earlier start gives her nearly double the final amount. At 65, Sarah has roughly $940,000, while John has about $750,000. That 10-year head start for Sarah means an extra $190,000, purely due to compounding. That example clearly demonstrates that time, not necessarily the amount you initially contribute, is the most crucial ingredient for compounding. An early start allows your money more years to work for you, riding out market fluctuations and accumulating interest on interest. Even if you can only start with a small amount, consistency over a long period will outperform larger, sporadic contributions made later in life. This head start is essentially free money, given to you by the magic of exponential growth. It's why delayed action is so profoundly detrimental to long-term wealth building. So, how do you harness compound interest and avoid being part of that 90%? It boils down to understanding and actively managing three critical numbers. Think of these as the three pillars of your financial freedom. Get these right, and your path to a secure and abundant retirement becomes not only clear but achievable. These aren't complex formulas or secret market strategies, they are straightforward, actionable metrics that put you in direct control of your financial destiny. We're talking about your savings rate, your timeline, and your target number. Let's dive into the first pillar, your savings rate. This is simply the percentage of your gross income that you consistently save and invest. It's not just about how much money you earn, but how much of that money you keep and put to work for your future self. A higher savings rate means you're redirecting a larger portion of your current earnings into your wealth building engine, giving your investments more fuel to compound. It directly reflects your commitment to financial independence, and it's a powerful lever you control every single month. For decades, the common advice has been to save 10% of your income for retirement. While 10% is certainly better than nothing, in today's economic climate with longer lifespans and higher living costs, it's often insufficient for true financial independence. Saving 10% typically means you'll need 35 to 40 years or more of working to retire comfortably. If you start late or aim for early retirement, 10% simply won't cut it. It's a baseline, not a target for ambitious financial freedom. We need to aim higher, especially if we want to beat the 90% statistic. Increasing your savings rate is arguably the single most impactful action you can take. Every percentage point increase dramatically reduces the time it takes to reach financial independence. If you can save 15 to 20%, you're looking at a 25 to 30 year timeline. Push it to 25% or 30%, and your retirement date accelerates even further, potentially shrinking your working years to 15 to 20. This isn't just about accumulating wealth, it's about buying back your time, achieving freedom sooner, and escaping the rat race on your terms. Your savings rate is your fast pass to freedom. So, how do you boost your savings rate without feeling deprived? It starts with mindful budgeting, tracking every dollar to identify where it goes. Next, look for phantom expenses like unused subscriptions or expensive habits. Automate your savings, set up direct deposits to investment accounts immediately after you get paid. This pay yourself first strategy ensures your savings aren't an afterthought. Finally, consider side hustles or income boosts. Every extra dollar earned and saved directly increases your rate without touching your core budget. Small adjustments, big impact. Let's compare the impact of different savings rates using some general benchmarks, assuming a reasonable market return. If you're only saving 5% of your income, you could be working for 50 to 60 years or more to reach retirement. At 10%, that drops to 35 to 40 years. But if you boost it to 15%, you're looking at 25 to 30 years. And at 25%? You could achieve financial independence in just 15 to 20 years. That's a massive difference, potentially cutting your working life in half, simply by prioritizing your financial future now. The choice is stark and the impact undeniable. It's also crucial to understand the connection between your income and your savings rate. While increasing income doesn't automatically increase your savings rate, lifestyle creep, it certainly makes a higher rate more achievable. If you earn $50,000 and save 15%, that's $7,500. If you earn $100,000 and maintain that 15% rate, that's $15,000, doubling your contributions without increasing the percentage of your budget you're dedicating. Actively seeking ways to increase your income, whether through promotions, new skills, or a side business, directly amplifies the power of your savings rate. Next up is your timeline. This isn't just about your age when you retire, but the duration your money has to grow and compound. The longer your investment timeline, the more significant the impact of compound interest. A longer timeline smooths out market volatility, allowing you to recover from downturns and fully participate in periods of growth. It's also about when you start investing. The earlier you begin, the less heavy lifting your contributions need to do, because time literally does the work for you. Every year counts, especially in the early stages. The math of timeline is unforgiving. Let's say you need $1 million for retirement. If you start saving at 25, with an 8% return, you'd need to contribute around $375 a month. If you wait until 35, that jumps to over $870 a month to reach the same goal. Wait until 45? You'd need nearly $2,300 a month. That's a staggering difference for the exact same retirement goal. This isn't a scare tactic, it's simply how compounding works. The longer you put off starting, the more you have to save each month, making that goal feel impossible. This is why starting early is a financial superpower. It gives your money maximum exposure to compounding. Think of it like planting a tree. The sooner you plant the sapling, the larger and more robust it will become over time, bearing more fruit. Waiting even a few years can drastically diminish its potential. This isn't about perfect investment choices from day one, it's about consistently putting some money into growth-oriented assets as early as possible. Let time do the heavy lifting, rather than relying solely on your active contributions later in life. The flip side of an early start is the incredibly high cost of procrastination. Every year you delay means not only do you have to save more per month, but you're also losing out on years of market returns that could have supercharged your portfolio. It's a double whammy: more effort required from you, less effort done by your money. This isn't to induce fear, but to highlight the undeniable urgency. If you haven't started, the best time to mitigate this cost is right now, today. Don't let another year of potential growth pass you by. While starting early is ideal, if you've had a late start, you're not doomed. You can actively accelerate your timeline. This means aggressively increasing your savings rate, which we just discussed. But it also involves maximizing investment returns through appropriate asset allocation, minimizing debt to free up cash flow for investing, and potentially boosting your income through career advancement or side ventures. Think of it as pushing all the financial levers available to you simultaneously. It requires discipline, but it absolutely can be done to compress that timeline. Finally, we come to the third crucial number, your target number. This is the specific amount of money you need invested to generate enough income to cover your desired expenses in retirement without ever touching your principal. Without a clear target, you're essentially driving without a destination, hoping you'll arrive somewhere good. This number provides clarity, focus, and incredible motivation. It transforms abstract saving into a concrete, measurable goal that you can actively work towards and track your progress against, making your retirement tangible. A widely accepted guideline for calculating your target number is the 4% rule, also known as the safe withdrawal rate. This rule suggests that you can safely withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio each year, adjusted for inflation, without running out of money, typically over a 30-year retirement. It's based on historical market data and aims to provide a sustainable income stream. So, if you withdraw 4% annually, your target number is simply 25 times your desired annual expenses in retirement. It's a powerful, simple formula to guide your planning. Let's put the 4% rule into practice to find your personal target number. First, estimate your annual expenses in retirement. Be realistic, considering healthcare, housing, travel, hobbies, and day-to-day living. Let's say you determine you'll need $60,000 per year. Using the 4% rule, you'd multiply $60,000 by 25. That gives you a target number of $1.5 million. This isn't a static number, it needs to be adjusted for inflation over time, but it provides a concrete goal. Now you know exactly what you're working towards. Having a clear target number is incredibly motivating. It transforms the abstract idea of saving for retirement into a tangible quest. You can track your progress, celebrate milestones, and make informed decisions about your spending and saving based on how they impact your journey to that number. It provides a sense of control and purpose, replacing the vagueness and anxiety many feel about their financial future with clarity and empowerment. Without a target, it's easy to get lost or give up. With it, every dollar saved has a clear mission. Your target number isn't set in stone. It's a dynamic goal that will likely evolve as your life changes. Major life events like marriage, children, career changes, or unexpected health issues will naturally shift your projected expenses and, consequently, your target number. It's crucial to revisit and adjust this number periodically, at least once a year during a financial review. This ensures your retirement plan remains realistic, relevant, and aligned with your evolving goals and circumstances. Think of it as recalibrating your financial GPS on your journey to freedom. Let's put these numbers into context with two contrasting scenarios. First, the default path, the one 90% inadvertently follow. Imagine someone earning a solid $70,000 a year, but they only save 5% of their income because of lifestyle creep, and they start saving meaningfully at age 40. They have no clear target number, just a vague hope. Due to the late start and low savings rate, their money never gets enough time or fuel to compound effectively. They'll likely reach retirement age with meager savings, forced to work longer, or rely on a very basic Social Security income. Now, consider the empowered path, the one the successful 10% take. This person, earning the same $70,000, commits to a 20% savings rate, starts at age 25, and calculates a clear target number of, say, $1.5 million. By intentionally maximizing their savings rate and giving their money decades to compound, they're on track to hit their goal significantly earlier, potentially by their mid-50s. They have choice, security, and the freedom to define their own retirement. It's the same income, but radically different outcomes, driven entirely by these three numbers. What's truly powerful is how these three numbers work in synergy. A high savings rate combined with an early start, long timeline, means your money compounds faster and for longer, accelerating your journey to your target number. Even if your savings rate isn't sky high, an incredibly long timeline can still get you there. And a clear target number provides the precise destination that guides your savings rate and timeline decisions. They are interconnected levers, and optimizing even one can have a ripple effect on the others, pushing you towards success. The good news is you don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Even small, consistent shifts in these numbers can lead to monumental outcomes over time. Increasing your savings rate by just 1 to 2% each year, starting to save a few years earlier, or simply clarifying your target number can make the difference between an anxious retirement and a truly fulfilling one. It's about consistent, intentional action, not perfection. Every little bit truly adds up, amplified by the magic of compounding over your timeline. So, where do you start? Step 1 is to audit your current financial life. This means tracking every dollar you earn and spend for at least a month, preferably 3. Use a budgeting app, a spreadsheet, or even just pen and paper. The goal isn't to judge yourself, but to gain clarity. Understand your current expenses, identify where your money is actually going, and pinpoint areas where lifestyle creep might have subtly taken root. You can't change what you don't measure, right? This baseline understanding is absolutely critical. Next, define your financial independence target number. Based on your audited expenses, project your desired annual spending in retirement. Then, apply the 4% rule, multiply that annual expense number by 25. This gives you a concrete, measurable goal. Write it down, make it visible. This isn't just a number, it's the financial freedom you're building towards. Having this clear destination will make all your other financial decisions far more intentional and impactful, guiding every savings and investment choice you make moving forward. With your audit complete and target set, it's time to optimize and automate your savings rate. Look at your spending audit. Where can you trim expenses without feeling totally deprived? Prioritize increasing your savings rate to at least 15%, ideally 20% or more. Then, automate it. Set up recurring transfers from your checking account to your investment accounts immediately after payday. This set-it-and-forget-it approach removes the temptation to spend it and ensures consistent progress towards your goals. Make saving non-negotiable. Now, strategize your timeline. If you've started early, fantastic, maintain consistency. If you're starting later, you need to be more aggressive. This means not only a higher savings rate, but also ensuring your investments are appropriately diversified and aligned with your risk tolerance for optimal growth. Look for opportunities to accelerate your income, tackle high-interest debt aggressively to free up cash flow, and continuously educate yourself on smart investing strategies. Your timeline isn't fixed, you have the power to influence it through intentional actions. Finally, remember that personal finance is a journey, not a destination. Step 5 is to continuously educate yourself and iterate on your plan. The market changes, your life changes, and your goals might shift. Regularly review your financial plan, at least annually, assess your progress towards your target number, and make adjustments as needed. Stay curious, keep learning about investing and wealth management, and remain flexible. This iterative process ensures you stay on track and adapt to whatever life throws your way, confidently navigating towards your secure future. Understanding why 90% of people retire with nothing can feel disheartening, but the crucial takeaway isn't despair, it's empowerment. You now know the silent saboteurs and, more importantly, the 3 powerful numbers that put control back in your hands: your savings rate, your timeline, and your target number. These aren't abstract concepts, they are actionable levers you can pull, starting today, to fundamentally change your future. Your financial destiny isn't predetermined, it's a direct result of the choices you make consistently over time. The power is truly yours. So, will you be part of the 90% who retire with nothing, or will you join the intentional 10% who achieve true financial security and freedom? The knowledge is now in your hands. The path is clear. It requires discipline, consistency, and a willingness to make intentional choices today for a much better tomorrow. Don't let lifestyle creep or delayed action steal your future. Start implementing these 3 numbers into your financial planning now, and you'll be well on your way to writing a completely different, much happier retirement story. Take that first step today. Calculate your target number. Look at your current savings rate. Even a small increase, a slight acceleration of your timeline, will put you ahead. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button, subscribe for more practical financial insights, and share it with someone you care about. Because a secure financial future isn't just a dream, it's a plan. And your plan, with these 3 numbers, starts right now. Let's build that future, together.